If you've never installed bands in the wrap and tuck method, this may not have been the best choice for your first slingshot, but I can assure you, you'll be able to put them on just fine. All right, so first, make sure you go ahead and put the lanyard on your slingshot when you receive it. It's a great idea to shoot with a lanyard, and if you're wondering why, go check out our blog, and you can see the guy who designed this slingshot, what happened when he chose not to use a lanyard one time. It was pretty catastrophic. So put that lanyard on there, and you won't have to think about it again. So I've already got my bands trimmed down to the length I want to use them, and you're also going to have 1 meter of band tying tape in your slingshot package. So you're going to want to get a piece of this tape off. I like to use around 10 inches or so. If you're first doing this, there's a meter here, or roughly 3 feet. You've got enough to use a really long piece. But I like to use somewhere around 10 inches or so. All right. So you've got two sides of your slingshot. You've got the shooter side, that's the side with the SimpleShot logo, and you've got the target side, the side with the band grooves. Shooter side means the part that faces the shooter. Target side is the side of the slingshot that faces the target when you're shooting. That's the side that has the SimpleShot.com on it, and it says Axiom Champ. So we're going to go ahead and get our bands. Our bands are tuned. You've got a smooth side and a rough side to the pouch. We're going to orient the bands to where the rough side is facing up, and we're going to orient the slingshot to where the target side of the slingshot is facing up. We're going to start by adding a foundation layer of wrapping material. Now this is where it can be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to try to go slow here. We're going to put one wrap on there as a base and secure it into place. Then we're going to take our band that is oriented with the fuzzy side of the pouch up, and we're going to place that on the slingshot fork. Now what I like to do here, especially with this slingshot, is that if I bring the cut band all the way down to where the edge of through the fork mount ends, that's just the right amount for our wrap and tuck method that we're about to show you. So we've got our foundation wrap in place, and we're going to go ahead and put down the first wrap. And take your time here. If you get twists in this material, it's not a big deal, but it's going to look a lot tidier if you keep it flat. So I'm going to go ahead and make 3 wraps. 3 complete wraps there. And then this tag end here, I'm going to fold it back up and capture it. I'm going to make 2 to 3 more wraps. All right. And then this last pass, I'm going to place my thumb into position and wrap over my thumb. I have just enough material now to do 2 wraps over my thumb. You don't necessarily have to, but I like to do 2 wraps. Then I'm going to bring the material back underneath my thumb and capture it. Now that was a quick movement, and you can also use tools to do this. So if you have a pair of hemostats, you can wrap it over the hemostats and pull it through. You can also use your paracord. You can lay it over the top of the paracord and then pull it through. We've got some other videos on that. But now we have one side of the band installed. All right, and up next is the other side. So it's important here that we take a quick look and see how we had our pouch situated. So we've got the slingshot facing towards the sky with the target side up. We've got the fuzzy side of the pouch facing up. It's this orientation of the band over here is going to stay as we bring it around. So that's the orientation. All right, to start with, lay down our foundation wrap. All right, foundation wrap is in place. Again, take your time, making sure to stretch the material as you put it in place. Very important to stretch the material as you're making your wraps. So I've got 3 wraps in place. I'm going to go ahead and fold up my tab. and make at least 2 more wraps. All right, on the last one, we showed using the thumb. This time, let's use our lanyard. So we're simply going to make a loop of our lanyard, lay it in place. We're going to make 2 wraps over that loop. And to complete it, we're going to run this tag through the loop. As such, and then we'll use that to pull it through. And we're complete. So we've got a little bit of extra tag end here that can be snipped off, and you're ready to shoot your slingshot. Now, how will you know that you've done it correctly? When you band it up and the bands are over the top of the forks, you've got a nice V trough there. This isn't the only way to do it, but this is the way we recommend doing it. We recommend doing it consistently. So before you start to shoot your slingshot, go ahead and test your attachment. And before you bring it back to draw to your face, give it a couple of stretches down low. If everything feels good, put your lanyard on, grab your safety glasses and some ammo, and get out and shoot. So that's how to band your Axiom Champ slingshot. All right, so there you have it. You've got your Axiom Champ banded up. So a couple of things to remember. Always put that lanyard on there. Not only is it handy for attaching your bands, it will save your face. It's a great safety feature. Always make sure you know what your draw length is and tune your bands accordingly. And always double check those bands before you start putting them to use. And most importantly, before you ever shoot your slingshot and during your shooting sessions, be sure to look those bands over for wear and tear. If you ever see a band that has holes in it or is starting to tear, go ahead and retire that band. But most importantly, get out there and enjoy this great new little slingshot. From SimpleShot, thanks a bunch.